Ivanki sent me this docking station. It's called Fusion Dock Pro 1 Plus, and I received it quite a while ago, but never really had time to rearrange my workspace and ready to install it. By the way, this video is not sponsored by Ivanki, and they sent me this docking station only asking for my honest feedback. So let me give you a short version of this feedback then. If you are looking for a new docking station for your MacBook, because this is basically for the MacBook, it won't work with Windows machines, I believe. Ivanki has a great choice of product, but if you should buy this particular one, Fusion Dock Pro 1 Plus, I'm not so sure about it. If this docking station is worth it or not, that will depend on the price. And I think currently, this product, at least in UK, is a bit overpriced. It costs £284 when I last checked. But you can keep checking it because Ivanki keeps changing those prices and also very often offers some coupons that can bring down the price quite significantly. I also believe Ivanki could be a bit more transparent about the speed of the host port. And the host port is the one that connects your docking station to the laptop. Because this docking station has USB 3.1 Gen 2 USB host port, which provides 10 gigabits per second connectivity between your docking station and the laptop. And if that will affect you or not, that will depend on your individual use case. But I will explain all of that shortly. But overall, this docking station works as expected and generally it's great, but if it's worth it or not, you have to check the price. So now let me tell you the long version maybe. I just bought that new MacBook Pro with M4 Pro processor, we tested it in previous video, and I thought that might be a good opportunity to finally rearrange all those cables for this docking station and connect it to my new M4 laptop while removing the MagSafe cable at the same time, because that Ivanki docking station can charge your laptop and can also charge your phone at the same time, and we'll see that shortly. Maybe let's start from the product itself and its price. It's the second one on the left, Fusion Dock Pro 1 Plus, and currently in UK it costs £284. So it's not a cheap product, yes? It's considered only one down from their most expensive Fusion Dock Max, which is Thunderbolt docking station. And Fusion Dock Max had some great reviews, so why I have problem with this product, the Pro 1 Plus. So this was my old setup. It's an M1 Pro, MacBook Pro, and I've got some USB hub, as you can see, some pen drives connected, and on the left also the mouse, Bluetooth dongle, etc. So that's what it used to look like. And when I first received this docking station from Ivanki, I was pretty impressed. I was impressed even before I unboxed it. This little box weighs 1.5 kilograms, which is around 3 pounds. So you feel nearly like as if you held a brick. It's pretty heavy, so that would mean it's possibly a good quality as well, yes? Probably metal casing, etc. But that's just the weight. Then I started unboxing it. It looks great. Well, the top and bottom are actually plastic, but all the middle section is aluminium, I believe, anodized aluminium. And overall, it feels and looks pretty solid. We've got 14 ports here, and Kensington lock with the Ivanki logo at the top. They also included some manuals, and the power supply has its own separate box. Pretty big and heavy, and you also get USB-C to USB-C cable. This is to connect docking station to your laptop. It's pretty thick and not that flexible, to be honest. It's pretty stiff, but that's it. The host port is on the side of the docking station, so it's not front or back. It's a pretty different solution. It's on the side, but I think it's okay. I wouldn't mind having it in the back of the docking station, but side is probably, for many people, will be even more suitable. And that's what it looks like when it was installed. Matches my speakers, my monitor, perfectly fine. And it looks like a quality product. And this is the overview of the product again. You can see you can connect triple 4K displays to this docking station. We have 14 ports connectivity, and it also has 2.5 gigabit Ethernet connection. This is from their website. They didn't mention the M4 yet, but obviously it will work with M4 MacBook Pro as well. And on their picture they have it connected to MacBook Air, and it is true, you can connect 3 displays to MacBook Air, but you will need to install DisplayLink driver first, because otherwise you will be only able to connect one external monitor. But with DisplayLink, you can connect up to 3. This is another slide. They said 100 watt laptop charging, but we've got 96 watt for MacBook, so maybe they are a bit undecided. And you have also power delivery in front, USB-C with power delivery for your phone, which I will test shortly as well. So you can charge your laptop and your phone at the same time. But this is it. That's my problem. I connected it to my MacBook and this is what it says. Do you want to connect USB 3.1 hub to this Mac? I was like, where did it say it's USB 3.1? Because I probably missed something. And anyways, USB 3.1 has, I think, 2 specifications at least, so which one is it? So I had to investigate further, because this was something I didn't quite understand. I checked the system information. You can just run Launchpad and type system information. You will see this kind of overview of all the devices connected to your MacBook. And I went to the Thunderbolt and USB 4, because Thunderbolt 4 and USB 4 are basically the same things nowadays. And this is just a confirmation there is nothing connected to that port, nothing connected as Thunderbolt, I mean. So I then clicked that USB section, and this tab lists all USB devices that are below USB 4.0. And we can see this Ivanki device here as USB 3.1 hub, and we even have a confirmation that it has indeed 2.5 gig LAN. It's called Ivanki 14-in-1 USB-C docking station. I also checked further information in that system information tab, and we can see it's up to 10 gigabits per second, which means it's USB 3.1 Gen 2 USB connector. What my problem with this device is that if you want to purchase it, they don't make it obvious. Look at this packaging. This is the bottom of the box. And this is what I mean. It says USB-C upstream port. What does it even mean? USB-C that's simply the shape of the port, that oval, like whatever we would call it, shape, yes? We don't know anything about the technical specification of this port. USB-C doesn't mean anything. It only means it's oval. This is the most important port on this docking station, and they didn't tell us what exactly it is. Because USB-C upstream, it doesn't mean anything to me. But I was like, okay, this is just a box, yes? I will take the instruction, and probably in the instruction I will have all that information. And surprise, surprise, again, I just opened the instruction and see USB-C upstream port. Every other port is listed perfectly fine, but this most important port only tells me about its shape, which I don't even need to check because I can see it's oval, it's USB-C. And by the way, let's check their competitor's website, CalDigit, probably the biggest competitor for Ivanki, what their instruction looks like. We can clearly see host port provides up to 98 watt charging and it's Thunderbolt 4 USB 4. I don't need to be said that it's USB-C, I know that. I need to know what's the speed of that port. And CalDigit doesn't have any problems providing this information. For me it was a bit weird. I checked further their website and I believe this is it. They say 10 gigabits per second data transfer. This is very vague, and only after that long investigation I realized they are talking about this main port, but they show it the way that is kind of not obvious for the customer. And because data transfer of what? It can be any port because it has other USB ports, Type-C, that also has 10 gigabits per second, but I believe this is where they refer to the host port. But what is the problem with that then? The problem is if we have only 10 gigabits per second there, connectivity between the hub itself and the laptop, that means all the other ports, because we've got multiple 10 gig ports on the docking station. But that means all those ports will have to share a single port that runs at exactly the same speed. So if you connect just one device to USB port, that device will indeed reach 10 gigabits per second. But if you connect two devices, then it will have to share that 10 gigabits per second connectivity. But not only this, if you want to use gigabit Ethernet, for example, or connect your monitor to HDMI, you limit the transfer speed further because you only have one 10 gigabits per second upstream connection between your laptop and the docking station. I decided to test it myself then, This is still first on my old laptop, then I will run on the M4 as well, but this is still M1, and I connected my fastest SSD I have, external SSD, which runs with speeds up to 10,050 megabytes per second, which is basically 10 gigabits per second, because 1 byte is 8-bit. Never mind. I connected it directly to the Thunderbolt on the MacBook, so I was sure it will run with maximum possible speed. I just wanted to see how it performs when connected directly to the laptop first. And I ran the timecp command. I didn't want to drag and drop some folders because MacBook doesn't show you clearly what speed it transfers the data with, so I thought maybe command line will be better for this use case. And I created 50 gigabytes text file, and I copied it from my Crucial SSD to my desktop. And it took 1 minute 16 seconds to transfer it from Crucial to my desktop. And then I ran the command again, but I realized I have no space left on my laptop, so I had to clear up some stuff first. But doesn't matter. 1 minute 16 seconds. That's for us to remember. Result. When it's directly connected. I ran it several times more, and it was always around 1 minute, between 1 and 1:16, let's say. Then I connected the same drive to the Ivanki docking station. And it's only mouse, the Bluetooth dongle I mean, the Crucial SSD, and the monitor via HDMI. These are the only things connected to the docking station. And I ran the test again, and it was great. 59 seconds. I mean, that's great. There is no bottleneck right now, yes? The speeds are exactly the same, around 1 minute, regardless of if we connect to Thunderbolt or directly to docking station. But this is another test. I connected another SSD drive, PNY it's called, and I connected my phone also, just to see it is indeed charging. This power delivery port is charging my phone, because I wanted to see the transfers, and I wanted to see if it's able to power all those devices at the same time. But when I run that copy command on both those drives at the same time, so I copied from Crucial and from PNI SSD drives to my desktop, you can see the time more than doubled. It's 2 minutes 37 seconds for Crucial and 2 minutes 33 seconds for PNI. And that's exactly what I was talking about. You only have 10 gigabits per second between laptop and the docking station. This is huge bottleneck for all those ports that you have on the docking station. I rerun this test again. This is the same test. I simply run it again. You can see Crucial finished this one in 1 minute 49 seconds, but PNY it took 2 minutes 35 seconds. That's still around double the time than we had on a single drive connected to the docking station. And this is just with the two drives. I mean, and the phone, but phone was only charging. It wasn't passing any data, so we can ignore the phone at this stage. Then I disconnected my old laptop, and it's about time the new M4 take its place. So I connected the same drive to this new MacBook Pro with M4 Pro processor and just wanted to test if it's any better or not. Although it doesn't make much sense, because if you have USB 3.1 connecting to Thunderbolt 5 on this device, because M4 Pro has Thunderbolt 5 ports, yes, but you won't make it faster because both this drive and the docking station, they both have a limit of 10 gigabits per second. And this is the first test where this drive was directly connected to that Thunderbolt port on M4 Pro. And we've got 57 seconds, slightly lower but negligible. We had 59, the lowest on the M1 score. And then, again, I connected the Crucial SSD to Ivanki docking station, and this time it was 1 minute 3 seconds, but we are clearly bottlenecked by this USB 3.1 Gen 2 speed, which is 10 gigabits per second, so they will always be around that 1 minute for a single device. Then I connected the same set, the PNY SSD I mean, and my phone to this docking station again, rerun the same test on M4 Pro, and these are the results. 1 minute 40 for Crucial, and 2:41 for PNY, which is roughly twice as long, yes? So that's it. That's my issue. Let me tell you in the comments what you think. For me, it doesn't look right. If Ivanki advertised it as USB-C 3.1 Gen 2 docking station, it would be perfectly fine. Don't get me wrong, this docking station is very stable, it works as expected. Technically, there is nothing wrong with it. My problem is with the information the customer receives directly from Ivanki. But yeah, that's all what I wanted to say today. You can still consider buying this docking station, but I would say not for this price, not for $289 or £289. I'd say it's worth less than that just because of this host port. But otherwise, it works fine, it's stable, I can't see any problems with it so far. If that changes, I will let you know in the comments, but so far, so good. Alright, thanks for watching then. Bye.